Every time I think of an idea for a YouTube video, it's always too complicated for my skills or requires stuff I don't own or is too technical to get done before I lose interest. So I think I might try something really simple. This is, I think the full name is Take the Jeopardy Challenge with the subtitle Tournament Edition. But what the packaging would lead you to believe is that this is some kind of interactive with the TV game. And there were things like this. There's one for Wheel of Fortune, which actually can, I don't remember what they did with it, but they put a data stream somewhere in the just TV transmission. You had this little device, and you pointed at the screen, and it would like read that kind of. And there were other things that used ideas like that. But I mean, welcome to interactive television. It's by InterActive Television, and it's got this whole thing, emerging products in the industry of interactive product. But when you're reading it, I think they're overselling it. I'm not convinced this has any live interaction with a currently airing episode of Jeopardy. Take the Jeopardy Challenge, designed for Jeopardy fans. The tournament edition includes 2 scorekeepers. Oh, I think you might get 2 of the actual devices. But so it's programmed with all play options. So you can play Jeopardy, Double Jeopardy, whatever. And it says play singularly against the television contestants or hook up to 3 of the things together to play it with your friends. But play singularly against the television contestants, it's implying you're playing against like the live people, but I don't think you do. I'm not convinced you actually play against episodes of the TV. But so I haven't opened this at all. I haven't done any prior research, and that's my problem. Is I always have these ideas for stuff to make videos about. But as soon as I get it open or start to research it or whatever, I get too engrossed in it, and then I feel like my reaction is no longer genuine. So, oh baby. Okay. This is more and less than I was expecting, and I think I'm right. This does not communicate with your TV at all. Okay, I mean the design and everything of this is almost looks a lot older than the rest. I mean, this looks like it's the design language of a 70s calculator with, I would say, 80s technology inside. If this was actually a 70s calculator, these would be physical plastic keys, not rubber. This would be like a red LED strip instead of an LCD. But this, I mean, the case design in this layout is very 70s, but it's got sort of 80s electronics. Oh, good God. Well, there's a notepad of Final Jeopardy questions. Instructions and daily performance record. I've just seen the multiplayer cable as well. Take the Jeopardy Challenge part. So yeah, this device is called Take the Jeopardy Challenge, which is a terrible name. You can connect up to 3 units together in a TV contest. I think when they say play against the people on TV, I think you just are trying to beat their score. Does it actually ask you questions? Or do you just tell it on the honor system if you got it right or not? So there's a cable here, which is I guess what this actually is, how you would describe it, is a 3.5 millimeter mono splitter cable. They're all mono, and I'm sure these are all just common together. Oh, you can tell this was never used, because as soon as you would use more than, or you could never use for 3 people, because as soon as you want a 3rd person, you want to be further away than that, so you'd split this whole cable out. So my guess is that's probably never been used. If it has been, I guess maybe they played a 2-player game. There's one 9-volt battery in here. Ooh, that's still got a charge. There's another. I guess for the other person. But only one person gets the final Jeopardy question notepad. So when did this actually come out? 1995. That's what I thought this seems like it's a later repackaging of an earlier product. I'm gonna have to look up to see if that's true. Is there anything else in this? Oh, there is. Is this just warranty? Make sure this isn't filled out. Nope. So you do get 2 warranty cards. What Jeopardy TV station did you normally watch? How was our service? Did you purchase arrive in a timely manner? Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even mention. Unbeknownst to me, Jeopardy was popular enough to have its own call-in line. Take the Jeopardy challenge is available exclusively through 1-800-JEOPARDY. And what that sentence means is this product, Take the Jeopardy challenge, you could only order by calling into their phone line. So at some point, somebody liked Jeopardy enough to call in to buy these. I guess. And that's why the registration card is like, how quickly did you receive your item and how timely was our service? Is that how the board in Jeopardy always is? Is it always 300 in the third column and then 600 in the third column and 1,000 in the last? All this is a scorekeeper. This doesn't have questions in it, I don't think. My guess is this was originally sold earlier than 1995 and they ended up with a bunch of them and had to put it, and I already heard this thing make a beep. They had to put it on their call-in thing. So I just hit like 100, right? Sure. And let's say I get it right. Oh no. No. Yes, right, sure. And then if let's say I get a 300 correct, and then I'll get a 200 wrong. Yeah. 400 right, 500 right. What this really is just a really weird bad calculator. Like, okay, here, let's calculate something. So let's do 400 plus 200 minus 200. There you go. So this is a weird adding machine. Let's say, let's do something kind of big. Let's do like 1600 times. The only time this number pad is used is for Final Jeopardy and I guess the Daily Double, right? Okay, so that's my wager. There we go. Or I could do, let's do 400 plus, is this how I do it? 300 times 2? Oh, no. Here we go. Okay, so I'll wager 500. So this is going to be 400 plus 500, and then, yeah, let's say I get it right. Okay, so what else can you do on this? It seems like it would almost be useful if this was also a calculator. Is this any use? Just ignore the last 2 digits or treat it as cents? I guess it is like an adding machine in that way. Your last 2 digits are always cents, and in this world, it's always 0. Nobody does anything that's not to a dollar amount. But I mean, we could do, let's see, 500, 500, 800, 800, sure. Either way, you only get, I think you get 5 digits. Daily double wager. So wager comes up there. Final wager. And then does it do final score? It might do final score at the end. So there's not a lot on these segments. Let's see if I have another 9-volt battery. Okay, well, I can't find another 9-volt battery. What do you suppose is in one of these? My guess is it basically looks like a calculator inside. It's going to be a keypad. It's going to be this display. It's going to be the connector for the battery. I mean, it'll be the barrel jack for this, but my guess is the IC is going to be some glop top thing that we're not going to be able to see. I lost my reasonably sized screwdriver bit recently, so I've been using this, which is a combination wrench thing that kind of flick around and it has all kinds of different sizes, which I bought because I needed to fix my garbage disposal in the sink. And then it is the adapter out of my bit driving set, and then I just put whatever bits I want in the end. Okay, nothing in the battery compartment. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yep, it's already looking about as I expected. Is there a... Oh, it's not, there's a little bit more on that board than I thought. Oh, I forgot there's a speaker. Of course there is. Let's disengage this. Okay, let's take a look at what is on this. Well, I've taken a look. There's not really much identifying in here, unfortunately. Plainly because there's no real markings on this chip. It doesn't really look like they've been scraped away. It really honestly looks like it was manufactured without them. And then this is just like a little inverter or something. It's not doing the grunt work here. And there's a little, what I can only assume is a piezo beeper and like capacitors, some resistors, and that's it. There are, interestingly, 2 different reset pad sets here. One is S3, the other one's S2. And then on the other side of the board, it is just the tracks for the membrane keypad. So this has got to be the whole microprocessor, program code, RAM, everything. Those existed probably before this device was built for a decent chunk of time. You could get, I mean, stuff like the Super Cassette Vision had a CPU with a built-in RAM and program code and everything. So I'm going to check out if this is a repackaging of an earlier thing, because I really do suspect it is. Yep, here it is. This is 1987. That makes a lot more sense. I don't know if this one... can you connect this one to... Yeah, comes complete with instructions for individual and group play. I think this is just the same thing. And these did not sell in the 80s. And they had a warehouse of them. And they just repacked them in the double. There are a couple of changes. The original one just says Jeopardy Challenger, and it has a little bit of a Jeopardy font. And then I guess the original one may have played the Jeopardy music at some point. I don't know what else the that little musical note button would do, but they took that out of this one. You just get on and off. I don't know why they deactivated that. But I mean, this double challenge thing shows up as well, so I guess people were calling in and buying this thing. But yeah, that's the original one from the 80s. From InterActive Television. The company was around at that point. I think this is very much an 80s idea of interactive television. The problem with this is from 1995, this repackaging. Like, this thing has less interaction with anything on a television than any VCR video game has. Like, it is interactive with the television the same way that the Family Feud board game is interactive with the television. I mean, you can play against any TV show with its home board game equivalent. This very clearly did not sell in the 80s, and I don't think they could really get it to sell in the 90s either, but there you go. Interactive television, take the Jeopardy challenge.